Today we're going to be talking about my favorites for the month of January, and I always like to do this a little bit of a minimalist edition where I do a combination of things that I've been loving, but also experiences and kind of non-tangibles in general. So I'm super excited to get into this. Let's go ahead and jump right in. First though, my name is Ashlyn, for those of you who don't know me yet, and I make videos on this channel 3 times a week about minimalism and intentional living. So if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely be sure to do so below. But yeah, let's not delay this any further. Let's go ahead and talk about what my favorites were for the month of January. My first favorite for the month of January was something that actually wasn't for me, but it was for Christopher. And so, well, let me just show you. I gave Christopher a watch as our wedding present, and it's this really pretty wood watch. I think this one was from Tree Hut, and I absolutely love this watch. Christopher loved this watch, and it's really beautiful. And unfortunately, a couple months back, Christopher's watch, the face on it actually broke, so the glass is just kind of all bent, broken on it, so it doesn't really look good anymore. And Christopher was really sad that it had broken, but you know, I don't know, it was just something you couldn't really do too much about. So it was super amazing when the brand JORD reached out to us, and as you guys may know, I actually have a watch from the brand JORD that they gifted me earlier last year. I love that watch, wear it every day. And so Christopher's watch had broken, and they reached out and asked if Christopher would like to receive one of their watches. And oh my gosh, guys, I was like so excited. Christopher had seen my watch, he loved my watch, and they make wood watches too. And so yeah, they offered to send Christopher a watch. They did. It's this absolutely gorgeous watch, very like simple and sleek. It's got the kind of like wood watch face, and then I think it's iron or steel, I think, for inside of the actual face of the watch. So they gave this watch to Christopher, but not only that, they reached out and said that they also wanted to give a watch to one of you guys. So if you guys are wanting to win $180 towards a JORD watch, definitely be sure to enter the giveaway that they have going on below, or if you'd just rather buy a watch, you can also get $25 off of a watch just using the code AshlynEaton. I'll have all of the information in the description, but like, they make gorgeous watches. I love the fact that they use sustainable sourcing for wood, so they'll either use sustainable materials when they make it, or they'll use reclaimed wood, which I think is so fantastic. So yeah, I am just really excited that they were able to, I guess, give Christopher something that, I mean, he was really sad that he had broken the previous watch, and it's awesome that now he's got one that's equally as beautiful, different, but equally as beautiful. And yeah, I was just like, I don't know, I was like so impressed and appreciative that they were wanting to, you know, reach out to us again and really just like meet, not a need, but like a really strong desire of Christopher. Anyways, enough about that. Thank you so much, JORD, and definitely be sure to enter the giveaway below if you want to win one of your own. Let's go on to my next favorite though. This is the book The Curated Closet, and it is by Anushka Reese. I'm sure I just butchered that name. But yeah, I have been really kind of going through this phase of being really confused about what my personal style is, and also having a bunch of clothes in my wardrobe that are maybe like several years old and don't really fit who I am as a person or my lifestyle anymore. So I thought it would be a great idea to pick up this book, The Curated Closet. If you guys watch Kitty Cotton, she recommends this book in one of her videos. So I picked it up and I have been reading through it, and not only is it just like this beautiful book, but it is like the most practical guide to finding, defining, and being able to curate your closet in a way that is simple, that's minimal, but also that expresses your personality, which I think is really cool. I've always loved clothing kind of as an expression of who I am, and I feel like sometimes my current closet doesn't always express that. So I think it's cool to be able to read this and be able to get a better picture of what I want for myself in the future. And it also gives some really great guidance just on how to curate the closet that will perfectly define your style. So I think that is super cool. I'm about halfway through it and I would already say that it's been worth it, but you know, maybe I'll give a more in-depth review when I actually finish it. Book number 2 that I have been loving this month is How to Read Buildings, and this was my book of the month that I was trying to read, and I did finish it, so my plan of reading 1 book a month has been going on track so far. But yeah, this is like a crash course in architecture of the Western world, and it has been such a good read. It's kind of like almost like an encyclopedia of like understanding different architectural styles. It shows you like the history behind and how to tell the difference between the different periods of architecture by looking at things like vaults and arches and ceilings and domes and just like the materials used and all of these different styles. It's like super nerdy architecture book, but if you're into architecture, I would highly recommend this book. Is just like the easiest thing to read, but has so much incredible like history and story, and I don't know, it just gives you like snapshots of the different architecture periods in history. It's really cool. Let's talk about a food favorite for the month, and I recently found these Matcha Mochi balls from Trader Joe's, and they are completely dairy-free, and I've been wanting to try the Mochi balls for a very long time because you see them everywhere. They're super like cute and fun, but they've always got dairy and usually gluten in them too. And that's a bummer when you can't have either of them. But yeah, Trader Joe's has ones that are gluten and dairy free, and I have been obsessed with them over the past week or 2 weeks. They're really delicious. And yeah, they've got 2 flavors, strawberry and matcha. I haven't actually tried strawberry yet, but I can attest to the matcha being absolutely delicious. And I haven't really, you know, those have been my dessert over the past month or so. So if you guys are looking for a little treat and you have a Trader Joe's in your area, that's a fun one. I have 2 favorite TV shows for the month, and these were kind of like December and January favorites, but I recently went back and watched all of Downton Abbey because I'd only watched 2 seasons originally, and I love period dramas, and it's a really fantastic one. So I went through and watched the entire thing over the past 2, maybe 3 months, and it was amazing. I also watched the 2nd season of The Crown over Christmas break with my sister, and I watched the 1st season when it first came out last year, and I obviously watched the 2nd season with her this year. But yeah, both of those shows are fantastic. I love the characters and the way they tell stories, both very different, both very unique, but both like super interesting, fascinating, and I'm going to be honest, I just love British culture, so highly recommend both of those shows. If you're not into British accents, period dramas, or just, you know, TV shows like that, you're probably not going to enjoy them. But if you enjoy that kind of thing, you'll probably love them. I have one clothing item that I want to share this month, and this is a sweater that I actually received in the month of December. I just realized this is like so overexposed, it's not even funny, but it's okay. Yes, so in the month of December, I sold some clothing on Poshmark and picked up one sweater from that. And this is a secondhand Madewell sweater. It's a size medium. I kind of like that oversized fit a little bit, especially for a more cropped sweater. This is made of merino wool, and it is probably the softest thing ever. I absolutely love it. But it's got kind of like this knitted ribbing through it that gives it a really interesting silhouette, and it just has this like really loose kind of romantic-y, dreamy feel to it that I think is really fun. So yeah, this has been a huge favorite of mine over the past month. I've been wearing that probably a lot more than I should. It definitely needs a wash right now, but it's okay. It's all good. Okay, let's talk about the last thing this month, and that is these glass straws. About a year ago, I just kind of came to the decision that getting rid of plastic straws was one of the easiest things I could do to reduce my waste. But at the same time, I love straws. So for about the past year, I've just been drinking things without straws and dealing with it because I didn't want to go ahead and buy straws because I was trying to minimize my life and I wasn't sure I'd actually get value from them. Fast forward like 9, 10, 11 months later, and I realized, you know what, I wish I had some straws. So I went ahead and purchased some glass straws, and I think it came with 8 of them to the set and a little, brush cleaner. But I use these for real every single day. I love drinking out of a glass straw. I feel like is the most luxurious feeling in the world, and I just love having a straw to drink from in general now. So I use these all the time. I use them sometimes when I go out, but most of the time I'm just using them around the house, and they're fantastic. Let's go ahead and talk about some favorites in my area. So I do live in Charlotte, and there have been a few things in my area that I've really been enjoying lately. The first is the Little Sugar Creek Greenway, and this is a greenway that runs for several miles along Charlotte. And I have been going onto the Greenway frequently lately to just go ahead and go on some lovely little walks, and it has been a lot of fun. It's beautiful. I went out when it snowed a couple weeks back, and it was absolutely gorgeous. In addition to the Greenway, my other favorite in the city of Charlotte has been the French-style bakery and cafe called Amelie's. And being gluten and dairy free, it's really nice that they have some really fun drinks that I can actually have. So they have a Russian tea that's like orange juice and simple syrup and black tea kind of all combined together, and it's delicious. They have mulled wine, which is also delicious, and then just like some really fun lattes and coffee, and they even have some items in their bakery that I can have. So I have been really enjoying that place. It's kind of like a Charlotte staple. So yeah, those are my favorites for the month of January, and yeah, it's a kind of a good mix of things and experiences and books and everything. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I would love to know though what you guys have been loving this month. Definitely be sure to leave that in the comments below. Also, remember to enter the JORD giveaway if you want to win one of their fantastic, beautiful wood watches. I've had mine for 8 months now, and I can definitely say they are fantastic and I love them. But yeah, I think that's everything for this video, guys. Remember to subscribe today if you haven't already. Sorry if the road noise has been awful during this video. I feel like it's been really loud. But anyways, you guys have a fantastic day today, and I'll see you in the next video.